why Miami's recruiting Malik Curtis on defense and not offense. He is a perfect space player in this offense. I know I was talking with JP on Twitter. I know some people follow him, so he has a locked account, so you might not see his side of the conversation. But I think that Malik Curtis is a space player. You put him at slot, and we're like, oh, well, you got Restrepo in the 2020 recruiting class. One of the recruiting rules is you stack elite classes on top of each other. You cannot have too much speed. You know what I mean? So put that guy on offense as a returner, as a slot guy, as a special, jet sweep option. Kind of like you can put in packages for a guy like that. And if you look at his high school recruiting tape, Malik Curtis, I mean, his speed just pops off the screen. It's crazy. If it were me, I would put him on offense. I would set it and forget it. And I know that people are like, oh, we're going to go after Brashard Smith from Palmetto. We're going to go after, Jaden Alexis from Monarch, maybe have him as a slot, even though I think that he's a guy who can play inside and outside in a spread offense. But yeah, I don't have that answer, because from the moment that I saw Malik Curtis's huddle, I thought he should be on offense. So I'm 100% sorry. There was a bird, and it looked like it was coming through the window over here. Sorry. That's why I look like that. But I can't tell you why they're recruiting him on defense as opposed to offense, unless you want to just kind of extend the thought experiment out and just say they want more speed on defense, which makes sense. But I think that his talents will be wasted on defense, especially if we actually obtain the kind of offense that we've heard about from Rhett Lashley and Rob Likens.
Dennis Wilson, huge Miami fan, joins us for all the live streams. Nice. Joins us for live streams on all the other teams as well, and touting his beloved Canes. I think he makes a great point. And again, it seems to be a simple point, but we talk routinely, Cam, about the offensive line being almost different than any other position, and how much development's required and cohesiveness of the unit, unlike anywhere on the field. And even if the talent's marginal, if you've got a really good coach and they've worked together and they're all back together, you may have something there.
I mean, not only that, but then you add in Jared Williams from Houston, who has 20-something game starting experience at, again, one of the best group of 5 teams and schools and conferences. He comes over. And so you return everybody who started a game on the offensive line last year for Miami. Then you add in a player who has 20-something games worth of starting experience. It stands to reason that he'll be one of those in the starting 5 somewhere. So now, I mean, it's again the same thing of recruiting on top of recruiting. Like, yeah, we return our 5, then we bring in somebody who started, and then we do all the, hopefully, with Guaranteed Justice, you develop them, you find that group of 5 that's going to start up front, all kinds of things like that. So, bringing those guys back, and hopefully if they develop, that'll be great. I'm hesitant just to say that the fact that they're returning is in and of itself proof that they're going to be better, because if they were poor before and they're bringing back again, they need to show that improvement. You know what I mean? So like there is reason to believe that they could have improved, but the fact that you have everybody who started the game on the offensive line last year returning is not in and of itself proof that it's going to be different or better, but hopefully it could be.
Bergie, good to see you on the line here, asking about how close Manny Diaz and staff are to getting Thomas Davis.
I hope that we're close. He was committed to Mississippi State, I believe it was, and then just decommitted. He's a defensive end. He's like in that 6'2", 245 range, I want to say. And that would be obviously a good addition to this roster. Jabari Ishmael from Columbus High School is another guy that Miami's chasing at defensive end. His father, Victor, is the assistant strength and conditioning coach at Miami. So hopefully that pipeline of like, hey, my dad has worked at Miami for a while, will get us Jabari Ishmael. So between Davis or Ishmael, I mean, there are and it's not just because of his last name. You know what I mean? Like we're after Jabari Ishmael on the merits of him being a player. And there's the added bonus that his father has worked at the University of Miami for a while. But yeah, either or both would be great additions to this roster. If I had to choose one, give me Leonard Taylor, man. Again, the closer you are to the ball, the rarer kind of the rarer player that he is. And I know that James Williams is 6'5" or 6'6". He's gigantic as a safety and things like that. But Miami has been recruiting safeties really well. Obviously, we got Avante Williams, the number 2 safety in America last cycle. And Miami's gotten a couple of defensive tackles, but none of the caliber of a Leonard Taylor. So I would take both of them in a heartbeat. Like if I had to cut somebody else from the roster who had been here for a while or things like that, thank you very much. I'll see you elsewhere because, yes, I want both of them to be Hurricanes. But if I had to choose one or the other, give me Leonard Taylor over James Williams.